Greetings, friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here with yet another cigar box guitar build video. In this video, I was going to consider these kind of fret files. You seen these before? I got this one a long time ago at CBG, and you can see it's rusted up here on the top. See how it's rusted? I didn't take very good care of this thing. I used it maybe a couple of times, and then I don't know why I just stopped using these things. And then a gentleman, I forget who it is, my apologies, but somebody sent me a care package gift, and this was in that thing. And I noticed that these both have similar angles, if not identical. The angles on these things are pert near exact. And I don't know what this angle is, but so I just put these frets on, and I guess you want to make sure that they're all leveled, and I'm pretty sure they are. Oops, they were. Okay, that's probably not the best way to do that, but we are rednecks after all, so yeah, you're probably better off getting a long block and then tapping them all in level. So I can do that later, but I can just tell by looking at it that they're all level, so I'm not too worried about it. They're actually pretty spot on level. Okay, so now what you do is, I already grinded these things off with the grinder and got them just on a basic bevel, and you can always tell when I do that because sometimes I take off some of the wood right there. Let's see if there's a good example. If you can look right there, you can actually see some of the wood is actually removed as well as the fret end. That's okay because I'm going to be taking a lot more off with these things here. So I guarantee you this is not very sharp, but you're just supposed to like get this guy on there like that. And then it just rides back and forth. And yeah, you can definitely feel the metal of the fret. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. And I can see the metal filings coming off here. So the challenge here is that you just want to keep even downward pressure. You don't want this thing to come flying off, you know, while you're doing it, or to jump up while you're doing it. So you want to just maintain downward pressure here so that this block right here just rides on, and you can actually tell that it's got a bunch of metal on it just from riding back and forth. You don't want to concentrate on anything else. Trust me when I say this, dude. The only thing you want to concentrate on is just going straight, pushing straight down with this thing and just going back and forth. Don't worry about this here because that'll happen. You just got to maintain steady, even strokes. Do not get aggressive with this thing here. Seriously, this is not an aggressive. And you know what's really weird is on this fret spacing here, because I have these big gaps, I got to be real careful because I'm only writing on 2 frets right here. You can't tell on that side. Let me turn this around this way. Okay, yeah. So this is the danger zone right here, because as soon as I come off here, this thing's gonna want to do that. See what I'm saying? Do the rock and roll there. Yeah, that's not good. I'm not pushing it. I'm not pushing on it now because I don't want to make any mistakes. Yeah, see, okay, my gosh. Okay, yeah, so if you come down here, then this thing's going to jump down, boom, and you're going to come up and hit that fret right there. So that's not good, right? So, yeah, okay. I'm gonna try the other one. Let's try the other one. This other one here has got a larger surface. So this is actually made probably for a real guitar, I'm guessing, maybe. Let's see here. Let's see if this is any easier or worse. Okay, so I'm going to face it this way for you guys. Okay, the file is on my side, so I'm doing the other side now. Okay, well this file is definitely sharper. Oh yeah, I can feel that. Okay, same idea. You just want to stay going, pushing down. Yeah, I'm staying on these frets and letting the file come over here and get these 2 frets here, because I don't want to drive over that. Yeah, it's okay. As long as you're careful. Ooh, I don't like that when you stumble like that. Yep. I got a ways to go still, actually, because I want to get down. I want to get down to, let's see here, further than that. You can actually see the dust, the metal dust. Ah, dang it, did it again. So why? It's this gap right here, same thing. If you come down here, dink. Okay, so I'm looking at it this way here, so I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, so my gosh, this is actually going to be good, because they're all going to be exactly uniform. I've also seen people take one of these sanders, I don't know if you can see that, and then just put the neck on the sander. I've done that before. That's actually a cool trick too. All right, so yeah, so once I do that, I'm going to also do the fret filing and then polish it and then stain it one more time before we're done. Here we are at the belt sander, and here's another trick. You got to be level to the plane of the belt sander, but you just turn this thing at the same angle and just lightly press it down like this. Not bad. Or you can just freehand it. And what I do with that is I go from the fret away, because you want to be pushing the fret into the wood. You don't want to go this way, because that would be pushing the fret out of the wood. That makes sense? You could be grabbing it and lifting the fret up, so you don't want to go this way. You want to go this way, into the wood. And this is it. You just kind of just hit it at the same angle as this rascal, right? You're just going to hit it at the same angle. And again, no aggressiveness. You got to be just let the weight of the file, and you'll know right off the bat if you're hitting the wood or if you're hitting the metal. But you always go back and you feel it. It's got to be. And then I go kind of at an angle. I don't go directly down on it. I kind of, and then my swoop is kind of like whoop, and then I'm up and out, like coming in for a landing and then taking off right away. It's subtle. And sometimes I hit more than one fret at a time. Like this one here, I'm hitting like three frets at a time. And you'll know when you got it, man, because it's like, you know, you can hear it and feel it when you're on the metal. And then you're also doing the visual, and then you do the feel. So you got three senses: the sight, sound, and feel. Oh, and also the vibrations in your hand, because you can definitely feel it when you're going over the metal. So I would try all three methods if you can. Ultimately, it's got to be, the bevel is got to be perfect from fret to fret to fret. And the best way to do that is just to look it up to the light and just do a straight line. And you can tell just by looking right there. So I'm looking right here at all the frets and making sure that they're all the same. Do the same for both sides. You just line it up and you make sure all the fret from one to the next to the next to the next is a perfect straight line. It's like shooting a rifle. You just sight it and here's another freebie for you. So these little spacers that I have underneath here, little shims that we glue in there. So you can measure those things, and then what I like to do is I go get those shims that they sell in the big box store right next to the window so that you can shim your window or your door. And these are perfect because all you got to do is just cut these into little sections and then mix and match to get the perfect height for your neck. So when you put your neck in, close the box, there's no wiggle room. It's nice and tight on both sides. Okay, so now is where we get to be a little bit creative. We're a little bit crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sanding stick that's got the real coarse edge. You can use a file. You could use some real heavy grit sandpaper. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to take off the edges and the corners and just to reveal the wood, okay? And of course the paper is going to peel off a little bit. That's okay. That is to be expected. Ooh, the Shinto, yeah. Okay, I'm going to use the Shinto on the finer side, not the coarse side, just the fine side. And sometimes I go backwards with this thing here because if you go forward, it's like, even on the fine, it's still really aggressive. So what I'm doing is I'm killing two birds with one stone. I am rounding these edges so that they're not sharp, number one. And number two, I'm revealing the wood. So we definitely got carried away. I took off all sorts of material on all the corners and all of the edges. And whenever the paper was loose, I just took it off. So there's no paper that's loose. And I got real aggressive with these edges. Why did I do that? Because, man, I wanted it to look like an old beat up trash cigar box. Why not just find an old beat up trash cigar box? Well, good point, but those are typically cardboard and not like wood. And this is actually wood. So I also went out and I rummaged through the barbecue grill and I found one of these charcoal briquettes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this briquette here and we're just going to smash it in on all of the exposed wood. And now it's going to start to look like it's trashed. And yeah, so this is also going to scratch and scuff as well. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to get around these sound holes also. So yeah, that's going to give it some nice definition and that smoky old barbecue flavor. Guys, I'm telling you, this idea is incredible. Oh my gosh. It just, gosh, come on. Words cannot describe how awesome this, just the feeling of just scratching this charcoal into the wood, dude. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, dude, it's so therapeutic. It's awesome. Hey, see that cat? Dude, are you thinking what I'm thinking? You thinking what I'm thinking? Here, kitty, kitty, meow, meow. Not you, Mojo. Not you. Nobody cares about you. What about the little guy? What about the little squiggler? Nobody cares about the little squiggler. We want the cat. He likes to clean up my ears and my nose. Here, come here, cat. Hey, come here. I think he knows what's up. Hey, come here. What do you like over there? Huh? What do you think? Meow. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Hey, you got some color now, dude. Look at you. That's awesome. A little eyeshadow. Little dog's getting all happy here. Come on, come on. Come on, you. Come on. He's like, what about me? What about me? What about my needs? What about my cuteness? Huh? What do you think, Mojo? Hmm? What do you think? What do you think, Mojo? Hmm? Okay, look at the difference in these sound holes. This one here, I attacked it with the charcoal. Started to, and then this one here, I haven't done anything yet. So it's like kind of a before and after, a pre and post. So what I'm doing here is I'm just attacking it with this piece of charcoal, and you can actually see where I'm wearing it out. So I'm just getting real abrasive with it. And it works kind of like sandpaper as well, because I can see it's peeling back the paint or the paper. Now I'm going with the grain. If there was a grain, it would be this way. Or I'm kind of creating a grain, I guess, if you want. I don't want to go all directions. I just want to go in one direction. Okay, now instead of wiping it off, I'm going to wipe it in. And that is the difference in the sound holes. Come on, guys. You can't tell me that isn't freaking awesome. I'm also going to use this thing here to put lines all the way through it to create, like I said, like a grain. And I'm going to go more heavily on the edges to kind of create like a wear, like a kind of a charcoal sunburst, so to speak. I got that label on this side here, so I'm not going to be so, I'm going to leave that there, but I do want to put the lines, so I'm just kind of creating kind of like charcoal lines in here. More just like scratches, I guess. Gosh, guys, I think I'm onto something. And then all that charcoal dust that's on the inside from coming through the sound holes, just get the rag and just same thing, just smear it into the grain of the wood. Take advantage of all that extra charcoal. Look at that face. All right, accomplished a lot. Now all we need to do is put the piezo in there, wire it up to the jack, and then, oh yeah, I found this awesome rusty old hinge. Dude, this thing's gonna go perfectly. Then get a saddle, some tuners. I was even thinking about maybe some rusty corners. If I did a rusty corner, I would actually just do like 1 or 2 because I don't want to take away from this awesomeness here. But if I had one, it could be like, oh yeah, trust me, man, we had a whole bunch of them, but we lost them. I don't know where they went. But I do like the way that looks. So I might have to get the best of both worlds. All right, I can't wait to string it up, tune it up, and tear it up. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, now is a good time to subscribe. All right, guys, we will see you in the next video. Blessings.